So, we're finally here. Kingdom Hearts 3 is out, and to some of you, no, a lot of you still can't believe this game is actually out and available to play. The game got announced back at E3 2013 for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, which I really don't get why, because the collection is still on PlayStation 4 and it's not on Xbox. I don't get that, but okay. I mean, hey, they're still on their original platforms, so if you want to do that, by all means, go for it. I don't get why Square Enix just can't, like, you know, port the collection over to Xbox. I just don't get that, but that's Square Enix's problem and not mine. While I don't know the answer to why Square Enix is being stingy, I will say that Kingdom Hearts 3, in my opinion, is the best Kingdom Hearts game ever. I didn't really like most of the games because I had a rough experience with that. Looking at you, Birthplace Sleep. But I think that has to do with that most of the games were on handhelds. I mean, Dream Drop Distance wasn't one of them, fortunately. I actually did like how the combat was, the flow motion was great, even though it felt a little repetitive at times. But hey, I'm not gonna get into all that right now. But in a nutshell, the games didn't feel like Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and of course 3. Now before I continue any further, if you're new here, welcome. It's great to have you here, and I really do appreciate you stopping by, but I won't be covering the story of Kingdom Hearts 3 if that was what you're looking for. The My Experience just doesn't cover any part of the story, but only gameplay. I'm just letting you know right now, it's a fair warning, but if you want to stay, thank you, it's really appreciated. So, we're finally here, ladies and gentlemen. The train has arrived. Kingdom Hearts 3 is finally here, and even for me to say that, it's really surreal. I only got into the franchise back in late of 2017, I don't have any childhood memories of playing these games, considering that I never owned a PS2 when I was younger, or the fact that I just didn't play JRPGs in general. So for me anyway, I didn't wait that long compared to the 5.5 years when Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced. And I mean, wow, people have been waiting 5 years just for this game alone. That's crazy. However, let's take a moment of silence for the people that actually bought Kingdom Hearts 3 without playing the so-called spin-offs that they say. Those poor souls. Let's talk about the obvious thing with this game. The graphics. They're a little bit better than 0.2's Birth by Sleep, and of course they're miles better than the PS2 graphics that we've seen for over a decade. Great news for Kingdom Hearts 2 fans, the gameplay is overall the same with a couple of differences. Sora feels the same, if not better than ever before. Combat feels buttery smooth compared to previously, and some things have been taken out and added in. For example, the Dryad forms have been replaced with Keyblade transformations. And Donald and Goofy, they're still useless as ever. I miss dual wielding. For example, the Kingdom Key will actually give you the ability of Second Form from Kingdom Hearts 2. And another example is the Hyper Hammer from your favorite deputy Keyblade, which is one of my favorites by the way. Every Keyblade has their own transformation with its own abilities for a short amount of time. If you do enough damage with the first transformation, you actually get the second transformation with the same Keyblade. Do you not know how broken that sounds? Once time is up, you can end the transformation with the finisher combo with the reference of the world where the Keyblade actually came from, making it the final blow for surrounding enemies. I find this a step up from the Drive forms because not only does it do enough damage and changes Sora's colors and clothing, but it gives us a huge advantage over the enemy that we face, and it just shows how far we've come with better combat mechanics. Not only do we have Keyblade transformations, we also have reaction commands. I'll get to that a little bit later on, but I want to talk about the Mountain Coaster real quick. The Mountain Coaster is actually in Olympus where you fight the final boss for that world, and it's fun to see, and it kept the fight from being stale. There will always be something for a command from keeping the boss fights from being boring, and I love that. It puts you right into the action, I couldn't get enough of it, and it was a great reference from Kingdom Hearts 2. There will always be one gameplay that I'll royally miss, and that's the flow motion. Flow motion in Dream Drop Distance felt so fun to use, and it got the job done and it was fun to see. Don't misunderstand me, it's still here in Kingdom Hearts 3, but it's been heavily watered down. So bad to the point I actually forgot about it being actually in the game. I mean, yes, there was some light poles here and there that actually made me use flow motion, but other than that, I really didn't use it all that often. I had to force myself to actually remember that it's actually in the game, which kinda sucks. I didn't feel like it was too much in control of flow motion, but here in this game anyway, I feel like it's been utterly butchered, and that makes me sad. I mean, sure, the 0.2 demo, it wasn't really in there either, but I feel like here, they didn't really do anything with it. They just gave it a couple of things and kind of forgot about it. What's really interesting in this game is that you can actually have up to 3 Keyblades in this game, as opposed to just 1. Have one transformation on one Keyblade at the moment, we'll switch the other Keyblade, and that transformation from the other Keyblade will actually halt and freeze time until you go back. But wait, there's more! You can actually upgrade your favorite Keyblade to make them stronger, so if you want to keep your Magic Keyblade, you can do that. If you want to keep your Strength Keyblade, you can do that. If you want to keep a more balanced Keyblade, you can do that. So instead of just ditching out their old Keyblade from the previous world, you can actually keep them and you can upgrade them to make them more powerful for probably the whole game. And that's what I really like about this game. It doesn't have that stupid, oh, you got this Keyblade, oh, well, you got this better Keyblade and you can never use this Keyblade again because it's too weak. I really do appreciate the system and just thank you, because there's so much variety with these Keyblades. You can have this Keyblade or that Keyblade and you can upgrade them and then it does the same amount of damage. It's like, yes. And they all have their own unique transformations, which is pretty much why this exists, probably, because just it has their own unique Keyblade. Just thank you. I really do appreciate this mechanic, and I hope it's in future Kingdom Hearts games. Magic here is overall the same, but what I liked what they did here, if you're running around doing a fire spell, you can actually flow when you're running around, and it doesn't feel like you're stopping at a screeching halt. It keeps the pace going, and I really do appreciate that. And man, I gotta say, I love this shortcut button, man. It's been so useful from the previous Kingdom Hearts games. I really do love this mechanic. I'm just gonna say that right now. Just put a magic spell or an item that you want in there, and BAM! Thunder Magic Mania! Each world you visit during combat, there's going to be an action command where you push a triangle button, and you have its own unique command, and oh my god, Hercules, you're spinning the shit out of me! Toy Story has the big one rocket, which I really found to be amazing because I grew up with Toy Story, I don't know if you can tell. Although the rocket doesn't control that well, I'm going to be honest with you, it kind of feels like ass.
Dodgeball was the best, oh yeah, I was the fastest one out there. Of course, I was the ball. Whoa, 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 whoa! But I was the ball.
This is all helpful when the player actually needs some assistance, but in some worlds, they're not all that useful. If there's a flying enemy on screen, Mike's not going to be able to reach him because he's the ball. And in Tangled, get hair napped and spun around with magic sparkles. Baymax is actually really fun to use. You get to be on his back while he's flying, just like in the film, and Sora shoots out magic at the enemy, which gives you a huge advantage. And I wish you could do this more often in San Francisco, but you can't, because it's an action command.
Nice, Baymax! Huh? What?
Now we fist bump.
Fist bump? So, like, this?
Together we can show the world what we can do. You are next to me and I'm next to you.
Donald and Goofy also have their own commands, and since they go with you in each world, you always have them. I forgot to say that these commands happen at random, I suppose, or you have to do a combo. I'm not really sure. I usually just do the command when I get the chance. And some of these commands are actually from Disney themselves, like the teacup one here and the blaster one from the Buzz Lightyear ride at Disneyland. Oh, that was so cool. Seeing that for the first time, I was actually really surprised. I didn't really try the D-Links because I totally forgot about it. I only used them like once or twice during my playthrough, one to see what it did, and two because Wreck-It Ralph. Nomura has really studied these Disney movies, and it shows. All the little references in between the worlds is astonishing, and it just really feels like you're in these movies. And that's all I could ask for. In the other Kingdom Hearts games, I didn't necessarily feel this way. If anything, the Disney worlds from the previous games kind of feel like a chore. Especially you, Birth by Sleep. I mean, I feel like a kid again when I met Buzz and Woody, Sully, and Mike. I really didn't watch the other movies except for Big Hero 6, but that was only just a few years ago, but whatever. But it brought back many memories from my childhood. Every character that I've watched from the movies felt like they were straight out of the film, and again, that's all I could ask for this game. But you know what? Let's talk about these worlds for a second. I also got sick of Olympus, even though it was a great tutorial world for this game. Twilight Town is too small. Toy Box is really confusing and it reminded me so much of Kingdom Hearts 1's direction. Corona's a freaking beer. Monsters Inc. was really fun to explore, and that boss was really something because it was actually challenging, which I adore. Arendelle was really pretty, but got really repetitive because we kept going up and down the damn mountain. And this. Pirates of the Caribbean looks realistic, which is a good thing, mind you. Swimming is pretty fun, even though it's confusing at first. The ship is fun as well, and awesome. We can set out the 7 seas. San Francisco is really expansive, and also Baymax.
Sora, Donald, Goofy. I will be your personal healthcare companion.
Really, all of them have great exploration and reward you with chests and goodies and so forth. That's all you need to know, and plenty of Heartless to battle. And not as empty as KH2. There's mini games to set on and a bunch more. It's insane. I can't wrap my head around it. I'm sorry. 100 Acre Wood is back for the 9th time, I suppose. It's actually a world to explore. Kind of. But you guessed it. It's a mini game again. Singular. That's right. There's actually one mini game, but it has 3 variants. At least you get that cool Keyblade at the end. More! Speaking of minigames, Frozen actually has a slider minigame, which is actually pretty fun. Until you start going after the ultimate Keyblade, and that's a pretty pain in the ass at that point. And I know I wasn't the only one when this happened.
Yes, a new record!
That's never gonna get old. And lucky emblems? They're lucky.
I bet you there's a lucky emblem here.
This game definitely took notes from Final Fantasy 15. You can cook meals for the team and you get boosted stats depending on what food item you choose. Just holy shit.
This might be a good spot to find some ingredients.
God damn it, Ignis, you rubbed off of Donald.
Oh no.
Cooking in this game is definitely a minigame, no doubt about it. However, the minigame is actually not that bad. It usually takes about 5 to 15 seconds depending on which dish you're actually making. Each meal has a different minigame like cracking an egg, slicing up fruit or vegetables, putting oil in a pan, or shaking that damn pepper to the left and right. God damn it. Some of these are easier than the others, but holy shit. I know I'm not the only one who kept messing up that shake the pepper challenge. And cracking the egg is the bane of my existence. You have to be so delicate to even move the 2 joysticks, and if you go too far, oh, there goes the egg. I forgot to mention within this, you can make more than one of the same item at a time. That way you don't have to do the same pepper challenge over and over and over again. Honestly, the easiest one for me at least is cutting up the fruits and vegetables. It's not that hard to mess up, you have to like actually try in order to mess up. But that's just me though. However, if you do mess up the number of Shut up, Donald! The number of ingredients in order to make one dish will be gone, so if you dare mess up, you might want to save before you actually start cooking. And I don't know how to get more dishes from the special menu to appear. It says Little Chef seems to have an idea for a starter, but I don't know how to unlock these. Overall, these mini games are actually not that bad. Whoa! And the music when choosing what dish to make just makes me calm. All the more so, eating a meal actually gives you experience, so if you're ever in trouble, this actually might help. You've probably already noticed that this game is running at 30 FPS. That's because I don't own a PS4 Pro, and I would have loved to play this game at 60.
I don't care.
I just want to play this damn game. Honestly, it isn't that bad at 30 FPS. I hope one day I'll get to play this game at 60 FPS. I'm okay at playing at 30. Now let's get to my least favorite part about this game. And you guessed it, the gummy ship, yay! I won't go into too much detail because I couldn't really care about this at all. I remember really liking it in Kingdom Hearts 2 as it was fast and it was a step up from the Kingdom Hearts 1 gummy ship. Here we have complete control of this ship, and that's actually not a bad thing. There is fun to be had here. It's just not for me. I just never really liked the gummy ship from the first Kingdom Hearts, and it's still kind of with me here. And believe me, I've seen some awesome creations what you can do here, but I just couldn't be bothered. I also just got used to the fact that it was on autopilot, and here we actually have control where we're aiming, and don't get me wrong, it's still here, but it's only on autopilot when you fight Heartless. And when you do have complete control of the gummy ship, it's really slow, like really slow. I think there's a part to make it go faster, but I don't know how the gummy ship builder works. I'm sorry. I just want to get back to the ground gameplay, please. I mean, I get it. The gummy ship has been there since the beginning. But in that game, you can choose to not do the gummy ship, like customize it, whatever. Here, I feel like you have to because I kept dying at the stupid boss that was covering up the Monsters Inc. world. I kept dying to it. I was forced to like kind of learn the ropes of the gummy ship, and to be honest, I was bored the whole time doing so. And I got to it. I beat it. It's not that big of a deal in the end, but still, I was kind of forced to use something that I didn't really like since the beginning, but oh well. However, seeing this dog's ass is pretty funny. Now, I'm not gonna lie when I say this is my favorite Kingdom Hearts game. Maybe it's because I went on adventures with Woody, Buzz, Mike, Sully. Maybe it's the gameplay, maybe it's all those things combined. Yes, the game had a number of things that I didn't like, but hey, that's pretty much every game out there. I clocked in about 25 hours in this game, and I see why people say that it's a little too short. But I mean, hey, Kingdom Hearts games have always been short. Kingdom Hearts games have always been in between 15 to 30 hours, depending on which difficulty you're playing on. Yeah, you may argue that Birth by Sleep can only take up to 10 hours, but that's only one character's story. For all of them, it can be up to 30 hours. Which I'm not counting, by the way. Honestly, I didn't think it was that short. I actually felt like it was pretty okay. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 2, it took me 30 hours. Chain of Memories took me 30 hours. Kingdom Hearts 1 took me 20. 25 ain't that bad. But hey, you know there's gonna be a final mix soon, so you can replay the game that way, I suppose. Unless they just make it into DLC, which I see that happening. Overall, the adventure was really enjoyable in my opinion, and I would like to thank each and every person that have been helping me to get into the series. Especially you, Jaden, because you've been telling me for years to play the series, and all I could say was no. I really did enjoy playing this game, I really did. It shows because of how long this video took to come out, and not to mention it's my longest My Experience video out there. So, the Dark Secret Saga concludes, and another one begins. Well, it's probably gonna take a while since Tetsuya Nomura is actually working on the Final Fantasy VII remake. Until then, we've got Kingdom Hearts 3. Damn. I've only gotten into the series and that's still weird for me to say. I don't know how to feel about that. But that's all for today's video. I'm not really sure when the next My Experience is going to be or what even if it's going to be at. It could be a number of things. I'm thinking of looking into Gravity Rush, for example. I don't know when whenever I'm going to play that. Who knows? I don't know when the next My Experience is going to happen or what it will be. So, well, we'll both have to find out in due time. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next one, and may your heart be your guiding key. Okay, hold up. John, how the hell do you say that without cringing? Holy shit. You know what? I'm not saying that again.